social meals. I'd like 2 tickets for the comedy, please. Would you like roast with that? It's the Comedy Carvery, ladies and gentlemen, the Comedy Carvery. Throwing up great comedy with a choice of turkey, gammon, beef or lamb. All of our jokes are politically correct, so don't worry, the only sauce you'll be getting is apple. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do this. It's the Comedy Concentrate. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. Tonight, we've got a tasting menu for you, ladies and gentlemen. 12 comedians, each performing 1 minute of concentrated comedy. If you're watching on YouTube, we need you to join in. We need your help. We need your support. All of the comedians that you can see, give us a wave, comedians. Let's have a look. There they are. All of them are sitting in a room on their own with a computer. They need to know what you think. You have control. At the moment, they're in a room on their own. Give them some thumbs up, give them some encouragement. They might head out into the world after the 5th and start performing live. It's up to you. Give them thumbs up, send them love, give them some comments. You can clap, you can cheer, you can shout wherever you are, because we're going to be doing it here. We're going to kick off the first comedian up to the plate tonight. Let's bring them with clapping, cheering, shouting, and knives and forks bashing on the table as we welcome my Cavendish Arms. It's Jack McKenna!
Hello! Hello, London! How's it going? My name is Jack. I'm from rural Ireland, and growing up in rural Ireland was nice. It was quiet. You know, my neighbours were very discreet, especially when they were telling everybody else about our business. You know, because in the countryside, gossip is the currency. You know, and people will do anything to get it. I remember sometimes I'd come home from school and some of our neighbours would be outside our house with dictaphones and cameras. Jack, is it true that you were in a row with the Murphys? Well, no comment. No, it's not my fault that I swiped on his sister, right? There's not many girls in the town. Okay, I apologise. Hey, who knows? I could be his brother-in-law. You know, no, absolutely. Sure, one time somebody broke into our downstairs when we were asleep. They didn't take anything, but they just checked if the floorboards were washed. These are filthy. I'm going to tell the whole town and they'll be speaking ill of. So I had to get out. So I moved to Dublin. Dublin's a great city, by the way. And if you ever come, when this is all over, you have to visit the Wax Museum. If you've ever wanted to see what celebrities look like if they've ever survived a house fire. They look very flaccid. I mean, Hitler is like he's doing the awkward elephant. He looks a bit more camp than concentrate. Okay, guys, that is my time. Thank you so much.
Come on, YouTube people. That's Jack McKenna keeping us laughing during lockdown. Let us know what you think of him. Send him like emoji. Press the buttons. Come on. This isn't a passive thing. I'm in a room on my own shouting. The kids and the dog are terrified. They're hiding. They think I'm kicking off. You can do it too on YouTube. Make some noise. Send some messages. Jack, I was going to just tell Shirley's mum, right? She used to be from a small town place. She's actually from Ireland, but she lived in a small town in England. And that town thing, I get completely. She used to go to this small dancing club, and me and Shirley went down there a few times with her. And there was a notice on the board, and the notice just said, the committee are not considering banning bingo. Anybody,
Jesus.
It said anybody, and then in capitals, anybody found spreading these malicious rumours will be barred.
Absolutely.
But they did keep the bingo going. Anyway, we're going to keep moving on now. What I want it for all the comedians, can you start clapping? Clap your hands, clap until they're blurring. Get them moving as fast as you come on. I'm getting a little bit till you can't even see what's going on as we welcome to the stage is Matty McFall. Come on, Matty, where are you?
Opinions. You know the saying, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Well, now opinions are like arseholes because no one wants theirs open to examination. Your opinions online, they pop up, dump it on your doorstep and leg it. It's ding dong dog shit, but the paper bag has got horrible ideas inside it. Ding dong, them drowning migrants should drown in their own country. Who left this pile of messy logic here? and you cannot escape your. You cannot escape. You cannot hide your bullshit, but just by adding the words "end of." End of. Or is this the playground? Close the borders. Dibs. Double packs. No comebacks. You have to stop. End. This is how the dolphins have evolved so much. One of them starts, I don't think anyone should be in our pod. Just close them down straight away. I think the brown dolphins are getting. I'm at McFall. End of.
Yay! Baby, give a round of applause. Start some clapping. Start some cheering. Send some emojis. Send me some love. Let me know what you think. Get on your keyboards and do some typing. Let's welcome back onto the stage the next act. Please welcome. Loads of clapping, loads of noise. It's Robert Lemon. Come on, Robert. We're there.
Good evening. You might be wondering why I called you all here tonight. I wanted to talk about Daisy, because that front is a kind man, a gentle man, a funny man, a thoughtful man, but above all, a generous man. He gave me 50 quid to say that. Now, I'm pleased to announce that my second porn movie is to be released in the Christmas holidays to get the family people in. But it's called, and look out for it, it's called A Most Unlikely Erection 2. Now, before my porn career, I had spent my life in the music business, and we had a successful PR company. And one of our clients was the successful producers Stock Aitken Waterman. But after a short while working with them, I realized that that's not their real names, because Mike Stock's real name was Charlie Novak. And Matt Aitken's real name was Fred Good. And they were Novak and Good. It gets worse because then Pete Waterman joined them. That wasn't his real name. His real name was Bill Still. And they were still Novak and Good. Right. Before I leave you, I just want to say that 1 in 2 people in the UK in their lifetime have a brush with cancer. If you have a brush with cancer, take my advice. There's only one thing you can do. Buy a new brush.
That's Robert Lemon. You're watching on YouTube. Send me a message. Let me know what you think. Give him a round of applause. That's probably not the first time we've seen an old man talking about an erection during lockdown on the internet. I'm sure some of you have seen that before. It's quite specialist, but it's available if you look. Next one up, ladies and gentlemen, start some clapping, make some noise. Welcome to the stage. It's Michael Clamo. Come on, let's make Jerry. Let's welcome that guy. Where is he? That's him.
Very good. Hey guys, I hope you're looking forward to hearing some of my pre-written jokes, or as my teachers used to call it, doing your homework 30 minutes before it's due. Now, I was thinking the other day to myself, do you think that if you worked at a Bell factory, you would know when it's the fire alarm? I imagine it's kind of like, that's the most alarming noise of all. Sorry, but I want to talk about something a little bit more serious now. When I was young, I actually lost my mother. Yeah, it was really devastating, and I lost her at Poundland. Really horrible. I still can't find her to this day, but I'm sure she still always has all of her money, and she has an inflatable pink flamingo pool lounge. Yeah, no, I was kind of reflecting. I'm not really a good man, and I was actually thinking that sex with me is a lot like eating a burger, like a McDonald's cheeseburger. You know, you'll find yourself drunkenly unwrapping it at night, satisfying a sick carnal hunger, and then throwing it out minutes later. And I guess the final thought I had was, have you ever noticed that the chicken and egg problem, it always leads to delicious food? Thank you very much, everyone.
That was Michael Clamo. If you're watching on YouTube, send him a message. Get typing with those fingers. Give him a thumbs up. Send him some love. Let him know what you think. If you're a comedian watching, let's start that clapping. Let's get that moving. Come on. This is like I like the Joe Wicks of comedy. We're going to get, come on. We can do it. Come on, Michael. Get those arms moving. I can see you. Come on. Every single last motherfucking one of you clapping until your hands can't be seen. Let's welcome Lissy Caulfield. Come on, Lissy. Where are you? There she is. That's Lissy.
Hi, everyone. What a year we've had. Because I remember last year this time, just before the virus struck, I was chatting with my young friend Emma about our travel plans. And she said to me, I always pack a couple of condoms in case I get lucky. What does that say about young people today? 2 condoms? No ambition. And then I remembered my New Year's Eve last year. I went to a party and they said there will be 4 live bands. Trouble was I didn't read the rest of the advert. It turned out it was a sauna party. And some of the young men were so dim, they didn't realize what you were meant to do. They got naked, they had their sauna, and then they forgot to put their clothes back on. So I had to dance all night, surrounded by all these men bobbing up and down. Later, I told Emma about this, and she said, that was a perfect chance to pull. Oof. That's it. Believe me, I kept my hands to myself. I mean, pulling, that would have been assault, wouldn't it? Now, I'm hoping to do the same again this year. I'm talking about 4 live bands, of course.
Yeah, that's Lissy. Give her a round of applause if you're a comedian. If you're watching on YouTube, tell her what you think. Second mention of men's penises tonight. Might as well keep it in the tally. See how many men's penises we can mention. Yeah, time for the next one. Put your hands together. Start the clapping. Start the cheering. Start the whooping. Make as much noise as you possibly can. That means you, Mario. That means you, Ben. That means you, Ian. Come on, Lissy. Come on, Maisie. Let's welcome to the stage Maisie May.
Okay, so let's play 2 truths and a lie. So right now, I have someone under my desk giving me a foot massage. Right now, under my desk, I have someone performing Kalilinga. Oh, I realised I've just got 40 seconds left. So can we just time out on the 2 truths? So I've got imposter syndrome, just like everybody else. I don't have full confidence in my ability for stand-up, so I'm sitting down. Right now, I'm feeling quite queasy. I can replace dinner with a packet of Haste. So I went to Holland and Barrett earlier, and I got the pick and mix of the Wellness World, which is your jumbo chocolate covered raisins, or decadent dates, I think they call them. And this is the first date that I've had this year, actually. I'm 28, I'm very broody. So when I'm checking out a potential suitor, I'm looking at his arms and I'm just weighing up whether he can manage a double pram down the stairs of the Bakerloo line. Or if he offers me a drink, I'm just listening out to whether he's got a wide range, just in case we have a picky child. That's me.
Oh, give a round of applause. Start some clapping for. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, you know what you've got to do. You can do it. Anyway, it's time to get the next comedian up. We're going to do that through the medium of shouting in our own homes. When all the comedians are shouting and clapping, I'll get them on. And your marks get set. Go! Dominic Farrell. Come on, Dominic. Where are you? Where's Dominic?
Evening. My name is Dominic Luis Miguel Burrell Tarta Martinez, And yeah, I've only got a few seconds left, so I'll leave you with it. My 3 earliest memories all took place at the Spanish nursery that I went to. So firstly, starring in the Nativity as a tomato, dipping myself in front of the whole class, probably after a dodgy paella, and calling a nun the C word. Yeah, she was pretty shocked, to say the least. She was like, how on earth, as a 3-year-old, do you know what a conservative is? My dark days as a toddler have recently come to an end. I've grown hairs on my face. I've decided to turn 30, and I'm part of an exclusive generation called the Millennials. You might have heard of us. We recently overtook U2 to become the most hated group in the world. We're all chuffed to bits. We weren't even in the top 10, but we shot straight up when we merged with the vegans and the gluten intolerants.
Nice one, Dominic! Give him a round of applause on YouTube. Send him some messages. Send him some love. Whilst you're there, send us some money to our crowdfunder. We can keep our pub open. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the next act. Please welcome to the stage. We're clapping, cheering, shouting, whooping. Let's go absolutely crazy for Mario Sana. Come on, Mario. Rosie.
So, comedy virgins. It's nice to be a virgin at something. Generally speaking, I am the exact opposite of a virgin, which is a shamelessly promiscuous homosexual. Why do I say this? Well, just the other day, I went out for a 30-minute jog around my neighborhood. And guess what? I managed to run past 3 people I had already had sex with. I mean, you're able to see someone you've shagged every 10 minutes or so. You must be a platinum slut or something like that. Sexually transmitted infections. I've had most of them. Thankfully, the ones you can cure. A couple of years ago, I came back from a trip to Gran Canaria, and after testing, I got given the full house. It was a yes for everything, you know, and they can be quite judgmental at the sex clinic. They actually ask you how many people you've shagged in the last 3 months. Like, how can I possibly tell? I tried to make a rough calculation, like dudes times 5 days times weeks times 3 times 4. But you get the picture, and that's what happened. So thank you.
Yes! Shelley, I don't know if it counts, but he didn't mention penises, but he alluded to a fuck of a lot of them. So probably we're at a lot of penises so far. Let's keep the clapping going, keep the noise going. Let's welcome Ben Thorne. Come on, Ben!
Whoa.
So, when online dating recently, I was accused of glorifying the year that Jack the Ripper committed his murders. I had to explain it was just the age range on my profile, 1888. Count Dracula has been getting public transport a lot during lockdown because buses are perfect for him. There's loads of coughing on there right now. There's a polygamist in Utah that has 26 wives. One wife one wife every letter of the alphabet. It's because it's days of the week. One life every letter of the alphabet. He uses the internet to keep track of them. But one night, one of his wives went missing, but he didn't know which one. Turns out he had no wife, An open casket funeral is a great way to pay respects to deceased family members, like grandparents, uncles, and aunts. Often bodies are preserved in formaldehyde. One of the side effects of this chemical is that it makes people feel very hungry, and it ruined a recent funeral. Someone tried to put Uncle Ben in the microwave. Thanks, guys.
Hey! Come on! He's delivering punchline after punchline. Send it. Type him some messages. Let him know what you think. That was Ben, guys. Next up, start the clapping. Make some noise. Let's see you all doing it. Every single one in here. Let's welcome to the stage Ian Maxwell.
Hi everyone. So I've got my Cav pint here. So So wouldn't it be great, though, to be able to order a pint over Zoom? I say, come on, scientists, forget the vaccine. Let's work on what's really important. Let's getting club serving beer over the internet. And nuts, obviously. So a lot of people are social distancing. I'm practicing anti-social distancing. It's very similar, except with more hand gestures. To work. And it's nice to get the audience on your side as well at the start. So I've got 3 children. Got 3 children, 2 are adopted. If I can get someone to take on the other one, I'll be free at last. When the Queen dies and Charles finally ascends to the throne, wouldn't it be great if everyone refuses to call him King Charles, but says Charles, formerly known as Prince? Really piss him off. I've damaged the suspension of my car. I drove over some of those things you find in the road sometimes that slow you down. You know, what are they called? Pedestrians. So my dad used to say to me, son, we are men, and men go to the toilet standing up, which is why I was known at school as Pooey Legs. Thanks. That's me.
What a great one to finish on! The applause for Pooey Legs! Even Maxwell! Come on, let me know what you do. If you're watching on YouTube, come on! This is entertaining. Let us know. Send us a message. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the next stats up on, but before we do, we're going to have a quick word with Shirley. Hey, Shirley.
Hiya.
Hiya. So as you all know, me and Shirley run the Cavendish Arms. We put on Comedy Virgins. And we're not doing it at the moment, not allowed to do it at the moment, so we're doing this also whilst looking after 3 kids. The other night we sat around the dinner table, me, Shirley, the 3 kids, and having those lockdown chats that you have where you just talk, you know, chats that an 80-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 15-year-old have got no interest in, and we're just talking at them, and we got onto the subject of death row. You know, lockdown's been long, we're running out of topics. We felt the 8-year-old was ready for this now, and we started talking about death row, and we got onto the idea of the last meal. And we were asking them if you were to die, you know, again, during the pandemic, obviously they're worried about that, so we thought a great topic to have with kids. You know, if you were going to die, what would your last meal be? And went around all the kids, it was like burger and chips and a milkshake, and burger and chips and a milkshake, burger and chips, and that's great. And then asked Shirley what her last meal would be. And what did you say, Shirley?
Well, it would be the vegetarian option. I wouldn't really give much say.
Whatever the vegetarian option would be.
It would be the macaroni cheese. That's
yeah, it probably has to be. That's probably on the list. So you don't get to create a lovely meal, just macaroni cheese.
It's just a vegetarian option.
Put behind that curtain, probably, guys, because behind that curtain, there's 3 kids, a load of washing up, some dirty washing, a dog, and a load of macaroni cheese that needs to go into the oven. So let's hurry up. Let's move on. Let's get the next stacks up on. Let's start the clapping. Let's start the cheering. Let's start the shouting. Let's welcome to the stage. It's Miffy. Come on, Miffy. Where are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm Miffy. I have trouble sleeping at night. So so I downloaded a audio story about lavender fields narrated by Stephen Fry, and it was great until I woke up panicking that the Russians might have hacked into the app and changed the narration, and I imagine it would sound something like this. In the sleepy fields of Provence, all you hear is "What Boris?" The second time I tried the app, I found myself, I woke up from punching the mattress, and I figured that must be the effect that baby boomers have on millennials. Call me entitled. Like speech are a human right. So the first night I thought I'd try listening to some death metal, and I thought I'd try Cannibal Corpse. I slept like a baby. I woke up every 2 hours crying and vomiting. I have a friend that's that kind of reminds me of Boris Johnson. He's Ollie. He's nice, but he looks like he would sell you a bridge. Well, at least one that's been made anyway. I've been Miffy. Thank you very much.
Yay! I don't know what you think. Keep the comments going. Keep the energy going. It's time for our headline act. He's going to be doing 2 hours of his Edinburgh show, so buckle in, ladies and gentlemen. It's Lawrence Hibbard.
Thank you very much, Dave. Yes, buckle in. 2 hours. Here we go. So, yeah, time has no constraint anymore. So, is it 2 hours or is it 14 weeks? We don't know, but the restrictions are probably going to change 6 times in that time. So, who knows? I don't know what I'm on about. Anyway, if you want a quick summary of how my pandemic is going, I recently got dumped after 7 years together. Woohoo! Nothing says I don't love you anymore like dumping someone in the middle of a pandemic. I'd rather go near no one than anywhere near you. By the way, you can all laugh. This isn't therapy. I promise. I'm fine. 2 hours. Remember, here we go. No, we're still friends. We get on very well. One of the first things I did afterwards was go to one of those mixed open mic nights when they used to happen. And a musician came on stage and she did her first song. And then she said, this second song is about staying friends with your ex because that can't happen. And I was like, my week's going great. Woohoo. All true, by the way. All true. I'm fine. 2 hours. So to sort of give myself a reset, I've moved home with my parents just for a few months back down to London. They're very caring. They look after me very much. I sat down with my dad the other day and he was like, don't worry, it'll all be fine. The only problem is most people at your age have already paired up. So, you've just got to get a move on. That's all. I was like, oh, thanks, Dad. And then the other day, so I'm sort of sleeping on the top floor, not the top floor, second floor. I don't know why I called it the top floor. He said to me, he said, before you go to bed, make sure you've locked all the windows up because that roof out there is easily accessible. I was like, cheers for the nightmares. Couldn't get any better. I'm fine. Honestly, I'm fine. That's my 2 hours. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Give him a thumbs up. Let him know what you think. Can we keep Lawrence large on the screen?
Oh, God.
Definitely.
During his set, I was wondering about sort of the background and I couldn't work it out. But now I know that you're sharing with your parents, I understand it. Because if you look at that cabinet behind you, in the little square bits, there's boxes. Tidy boxes. 1, 2, tidy. 3, tidy. 4, boxes with things in. Tidy. Boxes in boxes, all tidy. And then on the top, it's really rubbish.
Yeah.
And I couldn't work out why, but that's because you've come back home because children are messy.
Yeah,
So
I've bought it all back and just put it there. Just put it all there.
Put it just along there. But underneath, tidy boxes, very nice.
Yeah.
Tell your mum and dad they're doing a really good job. Yeah.
Will do.
If you're watching on YouTube, let Lawrence's mum and dad know what you think of their home admin. Have they done a good job? Are they using boxes well? Is there anything else they can do? If you're watching on YouTube, let them know. But mainly, if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to put up a little caption in a moment. We run the Cavendish Arms. We put on comedy. It's a place for people to try out new material for the first time. To try comedy for the first time. It's why we keep doing this. We don't take a living from it. We have real jobs. We do it because we love it. But right now, the poor Cavendish Arms doesn't have any money. Me and Shirley are fine. I'm not begging for us. We want some money to try and keep the pub going. So if you can donate some money, that'd be great. There's a PayPal thing there. It will just help us keep funding it so we can keep putting on really shit comedians.
That's me.
Give them a round of applause. The fabulous people that perform for you tonight. There they are. Give them a round of applause. Clapping, cheering and shouting. Comedians, stay on the line. We'll have a chat with you in a minute. In a moment, we'll be running the ident, but you guys just stay there until Shirley tells you to speak. She'll put some music on and then probably keep me talking for a bit longer before she does, but I can keep going forever and eventually she'll put some music on. The music, incidentally, is her own band from when she was younger. She used to play in a band, and the music that you hear before and after is Shirley's. We don't play it out of respect for Shirley. We do it just because it's, what do you call it? PRS free, royalty free.
Well done, everyone.
Well done, guys.
Hey, nice work, everyone.
Yeah, nice one.